Notre Dame, epic opening drive, right? 18 play, 9-minute, 45-second. Riley Leonard here, there. They convert fourth downs. They convert 2/3. Just incredible. And it was like, oh my goodness, like, could this happen? And they just didn't have their defense just could not stop the firepower of Ohio State. But the comeback, and I said I was pretty down on the 4th and 9 call, but hey, where's Notre Dame go from here? I mean, they acquitted themselves with great fight by staying in this thing and making it a game. Seems like bright days ahead, Pat.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, that's kind of, I think, the DNA of this Notre Dame team. And if it's the DNA of the program going forward, they're in great shape. And I think they are. But, you saw them against Penn State. They were not going to give up. They were not going to submit. There was a time when that game was going sideways on them. Didn't matter. So they kept swinging here and made a game out of it very improbably. And I give them a lot of credit for that. Not a lot of composure shown apparently after the game. Some kind of not altercation, confrontations in the locker room with players screaming obscenities at reporters and coaches telling reporters not to ask questions and stuff. Yeah. Apparently it was a little amateur hour in the locker room, but the program has impressed the hell out of me this year. And if you look at so many of the key players in this game, Riley Leonard isn't coming back, but so many other guys are. I mean, that is a team that played a ton of freshmen this year. And Quinshon Judkins baptized a couple of them on one of his touchdown runs when he stiff-armed Jaden Osbury and he ran through Leonard Moore. That's a redshirt freshman and a true freshman. But those guys are good players who are going to get better. They're going to get bigger and stronger. Greathouse, unbelievable the way he performed. He's coming back. Jeremiah Love coming back at running back. They have got a lot of very good players. It was a young offensive line because they dealt with so many injuries and so many guys got experience there. If they figure out who their quarterback is, whether it's Steve Angeli or CJ Carr, or they dip back into the market, which would be kind of late at this point, I think they're a top 5 team for sure starting next year, in my opinion, maybe top 3.
Yeah, you think at quarterback, they got some good options there. Obviously, Carr was super highly rated, and they really like him a lot. He's got an injury, but it shouldn't hold him back, I don't think, from even spring ball. But Angeli, we saw him in a quick burst against Penn State, look really, really good. I mean, it was a very small sample size, obviously, but that was a huge game against a good defense, and he showed out pretty well. So it does seem like the future is bright there. Marcus Freeman signed that big new deal, and a lot of folks say that the NFL is very much interested in him. But I think the last time he was asked about it, he cited the new contract that he signed. And look, Notre Dame got $20 million from this playoff run. And next year, a similar type of distribution model exists where it's performance-based. The CFP would distribute based on how you advance in a round, and they can, get 20 more, $4 million for the first 2 rounds, $6 million for the second. And then starting in 2026, things change a little bit, and it'll be base distribution, but they're the only team, Dan, that in the new revenue distribution model starting in 2026, they not only get base, but they're the only team that gets performance distribution as well still. I believe it's $4 million a win. I have to go check that. But they are very squarely satisfied with their independence, and the future very much looks bright there in South Bend.
Schedule next year, they open at Miami. Ohio State opens with Texas at home. Really interesting. Yeah, those are their 2 openers. I think it's at home. Texas is at home against Texas. Yeah, semifinal rematch. So they're getting they're at Miami to start the season. Then they get Texas A&M in South Bend. Then they got Purdue. They're at Arkansas. Boise State visits in USC visits. So your first 6 games are at Miami, Texas A&M, Purdue, at Arkansas, Boise State, USC. And then they finish with Navy, at Pitt, at BC, NC State, and Syracuse. I don't know, Stanford's not on there anymore. But so they're going to be ready to rock. So this is going to be high-profile team once again. I agree. I think they also have a really good recruiting class, and I just like Marcus Freeman's finding guys. They're not top 25 players, but his young players are really good. And so if that continues, they're going to have some more game breakers there. Greathouse was incredible.
Yeah.
He was just 2 monster TVs there. So
yeah, I mean, his ability, his run after catch. Wow.
yeah.
Not just breaking tackles, but moves too. And he had the ankle breaker against Penn State in the Orange Bowl as well. So only good things probably happening for him coming up.
Yeah. So really epic for both teams.